Bro, Flow 93.5. Let's talk about that. And then we're going to talk about Randy's Patties. So, Flow 93.5 was arguably Toronto's main radio station for hip-hop and R&B. And now they have moved to G98.7, and both of those platforms barely have proper hosts now. Like, to put it into context, if you're not from Toronto, imagine Hot 97 buying Breakfast Club, and neither of them having proper hosts.
And not having Charlemagne, not having a DJ Envy and Charlemagne the God. This is the Breakfast Club. Like, yo, you're not gonna be able to hear that anymore. So imagine that's been taken away.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. So no more YouTube videos. No more seeing Charlemagne asking if he can smell farts off the chair. Who did he ask?
Everybody, J-Lo,
Fox. Yo, like, do you mind if I smell the fart off your chair, bro? I thought that guy was wild back in the day.
He was wild.
Like, back when he didn't use, like, his skin was still like kind of like dark on one part of his face. That's wild Charlemagne right there.
Where when he had the burnt toast on, you know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, he had this joke where he used to say like someone looked like he scraped the burnt off the toast.
Exactly,
you know
bro.
What I'm saying?
Man, it's funny. I love the way he can make fun of himself.
Facts.
You know.
Yeah. So so shout out to Peter Cash. You know what I'm saying? All the DJs that were on, Flow 93.5, because, it's a sad thing that was happening. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Blake Carter. Shout out to Gemini, Mark and Gem from G98.7. These were legends that we grew up on in the city. So it's sad to see them go. And we hope that they have other opportunities come about, Hopefully they have podcasts and other platforms. And honestly, bro, this is probably one of the biggest opportunities in Toronto to create a platform right now.
Bro, that's one of the questions I was going to ask you is with this happening right now, we're creators, we're creating a podcast here, we've established, but do you think someone who is popular in the city, we have guys we know of like Marlon, we have Alicia West, do you think they're seeing this as let's group them, those people with those type of personalities that we might not even know about, but they exist out there. There exists a lane now to create a brand new voice, because even though they've moved on, like this group from Flow 93.5, there's like now our generation now of like young cats, like 20s, 21 years old, to create a new voice now that we can grow up with. What do you think about that? Like the light in the tunnel with that?
So it's a mixed bag, because the question is, are the youth really listening to radio like that? And do they have the relationship with the advertisers to build a platform like that on the radio, if radio is even the platform? Because a lot of us aren't even really listening to radio like that anymore.
We're not driving whips to listen to the radio.
We're not driving whips. And if you are in a whip, then we're listening to Spotify. You know what I'm saying?
Or podcasts.
Or podcast. You know what I'm saying? So Spotify and Apple Music are having like a concerted effort to kill radio. It's just a fact. So it's like, is trying to get youth into the radio stations and the move even, but let's be real, the older generations are still listening to the radio, but are the younger generations listening like that? I'm not sure. People are still tuning in. Like, people are still tuning in. Like, hey, I thought 90.5 was like rap. Like, how come it's country now? So people are still tuning in, but is that the rate that warrants advertisers to come flooding in? Honestly, what I think is the opportunity here is to have a mixed use. Like, Charlemagne isn't just a radio host now, and Breakfast Club isn't just a radio show. It's a radio show, it's a podcast, it's a YouTube channel, it's a mixed bag of content.
They're bringing everything, all the platforms together. So like, if you're not here, you can get us here, you can get us there. Exactly.
And then the advertisers can work because they can have mixed placements that they can advertise on. But I don't know if G98 or Flow 98 now is having that perspective of let's have a mixed content piece. Like, even Much is on TikTok now, and they're having deals with TikTok. You get what I'm saying? So that could be the lane possibly, but I don't know if that's the actual route they're gonna take. You know what I'm saying? So
scroll up a little bit. There's some things there.
Up or down?
So why there were controversy. So like, some people are commenting online that this effectively merges two radio stations focused on Toronto's Black community to one, and effectively scrubs more Caribbean music from the airwaves. Yeah, essentially, right? Yep. So the issue here is the fabric of the city, of what people are used to, like something that some communities can call, this is ours, this is something I can rely on, is no longer there. So you have legacy people who've been listening to this, moms, kids who grew up to have their own kids, or taking them to daycare. Now they're hearing something else completely what they've been listening to. And as well too, the sound is different. Like, I never really got a chance to listen to 93.5 like perhaps the way you did, because you grew up in Toronto longer than me, like in your youth and into your adult years. But from the moments I did hear, and from like what I saw some clips on Twitter, completely different sound, right? It's just like the new sound of the merged stations now is a lot more muffled and everything. So it's like they merged it together, but they're not really doing the service it deserves for the audience that they used to serve, right? So that's one thing and that's happening. And like the another thing that's being mentioned is the hypocrisy of this happening during Black History Month.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a smack in the face.
Smack in the face.
It's a smack in the face to the Black community as well. It's alienating a ton of audience listeners.
Mm-hmm.
Like they used to have a ton of soca, a ton of dance hall, a ton of reggae, but now it's just a hodgepodge of everything, and it's all like top level. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a hodgepodge of only the top level music. It's nothing that actually is deeper that people actually want to hear. It's like saying we're gonna play dancehall music and only playing Sean Paul. You know what I'm saying?
Give me the light, girl, so come on. Yeah, what are the lyrics to that song, bro?
Just give me the light and pass the draw.
Yo, once you hear that song coming out in a jam, bro,
it was a rap. As a bro, kid.
That's the moment. Like you're not even sipping beer, you're spilling beer on your face.
As you dance with a team.
Exactly, bro.
Most definitely.
Catching a bubble,
Most definitely.